Hello everyone, welcome back to AITech1.com YouTube channel. My name is Sumit and I'm here with my new video in Salesforce flows. And in today's video, I will guide you through how to send emails using email templates in Salesforce flows. And it's a step-by-step implementation, so don't miss this video and please watch this video till end. As all of you know that automation in Salesforce is a powerful tool and flows are the heart of making repetitive tasks easier and more efficient. As all of you know, Salesforce flows enables us to automate the complex business process with very few clicks. And as you can see, here we have flows option in Salesforce and we can set up new flows and automate our business process as on demand. One such key use case is sending emails automatically, whether it's a welcome email for new contacts, a notification to customers, or any other communication process. So now the question comes that why do we want to automate the email communication with Salesforce flows? So here the business requirement is that I would like to send an email, automated email, whenever a new contact gets created. You might have done this multiple times and you might have watched this my previous videos also. How do we send an automated email whenever we add a new record on any of the object? Now it doesn't matter whether it's a standard object or it's a custom object. So we can set up a flow on any of the objects. But in this video, so the question is that what is different in this video from the previous one? So in my previous videos, we have used the classic email templates. So this tutorial we will complete in two parts. In step number one, I'm going to demonstrate you how do we set up and configure an lightning email template in Salesforce. And step number two, we will be going to build a record triggered flow to automate the email sending when a new record is created or updated. And in that flow, we'll be going to use the email template, the lightning email template, which we'll be going to configure in step number one. So once we complete both the steps, I'll demonstrate you how do we test and validate your flows. And by the end of this video, you will have a clear understanding of how to automate emails using Salesforce flows, whether you are a beginner or an experienced admin. And yes, before we proceed, don't forget to hit the like button if you find this video helpful. Drop your questions in the comment section and subscribe to our channel for more Salesforce tutorials, tips, and tricks. And the last thing, turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update from us. So let's dive right in and explore the world of Salesforce email automation with flows. So as I mentioned the steps here, step number one, we'll be going to see how do we set up the lightning email template. And this is one of an important part. So in order to set up an email template, you might have seen my previous videos where we have discussed that we have an option to set up classic email templates. But this time I'm going to set up lightning email template. So we have two types of template, the classic one and the lightning one. The classic one we have already used previously in the previous one. So in today's video, we'll be going to see how do we set up the lightning email template. But before setting up lightning email template, one setting we need to do, I click on lightning email template and we have to enable this option. You can say we have to turn this on. It says folders and enhancing sharing. So let's use the create, edit, and delete the nested email template folders and share their folders and template with other users. So I just activate this. Or we have to enable this. This is our step number one. Now, step number two, I click on app launcher and from here I can choose email template. So I click on email templates. And here we are going to start a new email template. So I'll click on new email template button. And let's suppose I'll give the template name as new contact email template. That's the email template name. Relation type, on which object we want to design this template. So I want to design this template on contact object. I will be using contact object here. You can add a description if you want. and the folder. So I just select the folder and I would like to save this in a public email template folder. Subject we can add, and if you want to use any existing letterhead, we can use that. So subject, I just write welcome to AI Tech One and save this. So here, as you can see, I'm able to see this, but I'm not getting an option to edit this template builder using email builder. So therefore, what I'm going to do, I quickly get back to the setup option and I will be assigning a permission. So we have to set up a new permission set. And in that permission set, we need to give permission to a user to drag and drop or content builder for this email template. So therefore, I'll simply check here. I click here. I navigate to the permission sets and I'm going to click on new permission set. Click on new permission set. And I just write email template permission sets. Save this. And here in this permission sets, we need to go for system permissions. We need to open system permissions. So scroll down and look for system permissions. And in system permissions, edit this. And there is one setting available which is called access drag and drop content builder. So create and manage the email template and content in a drag and drop builder. So this option is not enabled right now. So I just activate this option. I enable that, save this. And now I'm going to assign this permission set to the user. So save this. And so we just finalize the permission set. And now I'm going to assign this permission set to a user. So I'm assigning this to myself only. Add assignment. And I select the user as Sumit, myself. Next, assign, and done. Now, let's get back to the email template. So I search for email template again, email template. And once we check the email template here, I'll open this new contact email template and you can see we are getting an option called edit in builder. Previously, this option was not there, but now we are getting this option which is called edit in builder. So I click on edit in builder, and as soon as I click on edit in builder, so what it will do, basically this will provide a builder. This will provide a email builder this will provide an email builder in order to design the email template. So basically this email template builder will be very useful and very user friendly. So therefore, now as you can see, create engaging email templates with interactive tools. And if you want to check the tutorial, you can click on this. This is a tutorial provided by Salesforce. So this will give you more updates on that. So I close this. Now, as you can see, we have an option. First of all, we can set the layouts. Here's an option for layouts, and there are some components we can add. And along with that, if you want to add the components from App Exchange, so we have an option to get the components from the App Exchange and place them here. And all of you know, App Exchange is a marketplace which provides an additional applications or third-party applications for Salesforce or within Sales. So we are not going to discuss this one. We will be focused on the standard one right now. So the first one, I just wanted to add a temp. I just want to display an image. So I click on image. And I need to display an image here. So in order to display an image, so I click, so there's a default image URL coming up. That's a default one. I click on select from files. And when I click on select from files, shared with me, recent, following, or I click on upload images. And I will be going to select an image. So I have an image. I just select this banner and open. So I uploaded an image from my drive, from my local drive. We can place an image alternate text just in case if it is not coming up, link URL for hyperlinks. We can go to style and customize this. For example, image width, height I set as 100. So let's suppose 150. So we can customize that. Fill, contains, or fill like this. We have options actually, contains, fill, cover, none. So there are certain options. So accordingly, we can customize that. So that's my heading. That's the header of my email template. Next, I just wanted to place some text. So therefore, I click plus and here I'll just use rich text column. I just use rich text option. And in this one, we can place the text. So the text which I'm going to use here, I have already got a template with me. So I'm using that template actually. I'm using a simple template and I will be going to format that template. So there's an existing template I will be using and I'm going to format that template as on our requirement. So I click on insert text and place my text here and I'm going to modify this. So let's say instead of first name, uh, as per the requirement, every time we create a new contact, an email need to be sent. So therefore, whatever name, first name and last name we will be going to mention here. So that first name, last name, we wanted to include in our template builder. So therefore, I'm going to use how do we add the names? So therefore, after hi, I give a space and there's an option called at the bottom, you can see merge fields. So I click on merge fields. It will give you a list of all the fields from the contact and from the leads also, that's the related one. And from the contact, I use here full name field, full name and insert. And I'll just do some modifications. Thanks for registering with AI Tech One. We're thrilled to have you on the okay. Key benefits. I don't want these key benefits. And I just want to quickly make some changes. See, that's a sample template. You can add whatever you want. So you have to check it. You have to check this from your from the business that what do you want to add it. Your journey start here. Call to action. Feel free to ask. And I just remove this part as well. And I just make it simple. Feel free to contact us. And I just write support at the rate aitech1.com. And for closing, I'll remove this closing. Warm regards. And your name, your team. I'll just put the company name here. AI Tech One. Simple. So that's a simple email I drafted here. If you want, we can add more email fields. We can do customizations, modifications will be there. As you can see, bold, italic, underline, we can do formatting. If you want to add any hyperlink, so there's an option for hyperlink. If you want to insert any image over here, we can do that. Let's suppose if I want to display the image at the bottom, so I'll just click here and I can upload an image, paste image from URL or Salesforce files. So let's suppose I'll just upload an image and for example, I have my company logo. I'll just paste it here. So you can see the logo is coming. Formatting is there. So we can apply formatting or we can just downsize this. See, this looks better. Once we customize this, once the changes will be done. Now, if you want to add an image at the bottom, again, we have an option. We can add an image. Now, I just want to add a button also. So I click here plus and I just click a button and the button name, let's suppose for the button name, I just say register, something like that. Or I'll just write request call back, right? Request call back. Formatting can be done. We can go to styles and apply formatting. Or if you want a user to visit website, let's suppose I say visit website, and here we have to give a URL. So I want them to visit salesforce.com website. Normally we need to provide the company URL, but right now I want user to visit Salesforce website. So I add a hyperlink on that link URL. Style and the button size and button color that can be customized as per the requirement. Finally, we click on save. So as per the requirement, the first part is done and we have successfully set up the Lightning email template by using Lightning app builder and we have saved it. Now let's move to the step number 2. And in step number 2, we'll be going to see how do we set up an email action using flows. And in that email action, we will use this email template which we have configured just now. So therefore, let me get back to the flow option. Let me get back to the flow and we'll be going to set up a new flow on. I'm just going to create a new flow on contact object. So I click on new flow and I will be using record triggered flow. So start from scratch and select record triggered flow because the requirement is whenever a new record gets added, a new contact will be placed, it will send an email. So therefore I select record triggered flow, create, and I want this on contact object. Contact object, whenever every time the record will be created and after the record saved successfully. This is the criteria, this is the condition. Now the important part is before we move to the next step, because in the action, while we set up an action in order to send in order to use the email template which we have designed in the previous step, we require the email template developer name, or we need to know the ID of that email template. So therefore, for this, I will be using developer console. I'm going to use here, I'm going to use here workbench. I use here workbench for this, and the workbench will help us to fetch the detail about that template. So I'll just visit workbench here, log in with Salesforce. And why I'm asking for this, why I want you to fetch the workbench, the reason is whatever template we have designed, let me save this template and back. Save this. So the email template builder, the email template which we have designed here, this is an email template, email template name, that's a label. So I just wanted to know its exact name or the ID. So here's the ID. Either we can just track the ID from here. As you can see, that's the ID. But just in case, if you are not comfortable with fetching the ID, so what we can do then we can take help of workbench. So in workbench, I'll just open SOQL queries and there is an object called email template. Email template. Yes. And from this email template, I just select here ID and let's say ID name and developer name. And when I query, it will list out the details of all the templates we have. You see there are 28 items and our template is new contact email template. So if I scroll down, so as you can see, these all are the developer names, or we used to call it as an API name. So search for the new contact email template and you can see this is the developer name, new underscore contact underscore email template underscore this. And this is the record ID. So I'll copy this ID. This is the ID. I can copy this ID from here. And with the help of this ID, I will be going to fetch the email template name and the other detailed information. So before we proceed with this, before we create setting up an action in order to send an email, what we need to do, we need to fetch the developer name from the email template object based on the ID. That's the reason I use ID. So how do I do that? I click here and search for get record. And I just write here, get email template email template ID object email template and now from this email template, what I want from this email template, I wanted to fetch the from this email template, I need to fetch the ID basically. Or based on this developer name, I want to fetch the ID. So therefore, email template, and the condition here is the developer name, that's a unique name, equals to, and from here I copy this developer name. I copy this developer name. The reason is we wanted to store this ID in a collection. So therefore, I just pass this developer name here. Now, what this logic will do? This logic will fetch the details from the email template based on this developer name, and only the first record, and automatically store all the information. Now, the next step is we need to set up an action. And the previous steps we have used directly, we always use send email alert, but this time I want to set up an action. So I select an action, and in action, I'll just write here email. That is send email action. So click on send email action, and new contact email logic. Okay, and we have to pass the values. So as you can see, it's time to pass the, if we scroll down, see, email template ID. The very first step is email template ID. So I check this box and I need the email template ID. And from where we can get the email template ID? From this get email template ID record collection. So I click here, email template from get email ID, click here, and from here I'm able to fetch the ID that is called uh, email template ID. And we would like to fetch the recipient. Who will be the recipient? So recipient will be the current record what we are creating. So therefore, here I just select triggering contact dot ID. Triggering contact dot contact ID. So we have the contact ID or the record ID. Obviously, we are see there is no we don't have the record ID option. So we have contact ID option. I'm going to use that contact ID option. And if you want to send the subject, so I just write here, welcome to AI Tech 1. Either we can store this into a variable, but instead of storing this into a variable, I just pass a I just set up a fixed message. Sender type, sender email address, and there are some other formats also, as you can see. And once this setting is done, I'll just save this flow and I just write flow to send welcome email to contact. Save this. That's all. Now let's test it. So in order to test it, I click on activate, and I want to test this logic. And in order to test this logic, I will be going to create a new record. And the new record which I'm going to create, that record for testing purpose, I will be using an email ID. So let's do that. And yeah, so let me test it. And I just pass this email ID over there. So I click new contact, Adit Kumar, phone number, and email ID, because we need to fetch that email. Make sure the recipient, when we just send this, see this email template ID and the recipient ID. Fine, and it's activated. Now let's test it. So I simply click on okay, existing record. So that's fine. I'll just change this Kumar new and save this. So a new record added successfully. And now I'll just quickly go and check the template. As you can see, I've received an email from Sumit. Welcome to AI Tech 1. Hi, Adit Kumar. Thanks for registering with AI Tech 1. We are thrilled to have you on board and excited to help you. And see this, here are all the details. Warm regards. I'm getting the company logo. There's a visit website option. And when I click on visit website, it will read, it's like a hyperlink. It will redirect me to salesforce.com. And you might be wondering about the image, the image. So that image will get loaded actually, because it's a template, it's an HTML part. So it takes some time, but from this, it takes some time only at the first time. Next time, whenever we receive an email, from the Salesforce from the same one, it won't show any, that image will be loaded faster. So it takes some time, so not an issue. That's how we set up, that's how we configure a lightning email template in Salesforce and send an email action using Salesforce flows, or how to send an email by using uh, flows in Salesforce. That's all in this tutorial. And as I mentioned, if you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button and also turn on the notification bell so you will not miss an update from us. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Bye.